Alright, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market today. Now I've already posted the swing hours for today around 6 a.m. So let's see what we got. Now this is yesterday. Remember with yesterday I said we've got room to come up into that 25.29, not 25.29, 25.20 up here. Okay, so this was the green zone. I can now get rid of this. Okay, remember this is the target zone which the market came into, and it stopped in that green zone. If I extend that, that was it until closing, as you can see. Okay, so let's get rid of that now. Today, okay, today you see I've got 25.27 there. If you're using your daily chart with the ATM, you can see that's nicely going upwards. So that can bring us up to LCL1, which is 2546 on the daily. But before we get there, we've got the weekly targets, which I posted on Monday. Alright, so I said if the market starts to decide to go up, you can follow it into those targets. 2546 is there. Alright, this is on the daily, but this is the weekly. This is going to be the stronger price level, obviously, and that's something you know from Monday. Okay, now yesterday, if you did buy the lows, this is the weekly pivot. If you learned technical analysis from me, you understand this is a good level. If you missed out on it, the market came back there again in New York at the swing hour. That's your 545, and then the market pushing up, as you can see, into that zone, which is all fine, not a problem. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, the market does have room to go back up. We're above the high of yesterday. If the market does come back to retest the high of yesterday's, then the swing days, then don't stand in front of it. Okay, remember the swing days, right? Swing days. So the market's got room to go up. If it keeps pushing up, then possible sell here or here is okay. Okay, but because you're against the trend, just test it out first. Wait for a reaction on the smaller time frame to enter on a retracement with a tight stop loss, just like we've learned in technical analysis, rather than diving in all in. Okay, and that's basically that. If it comes back into the swing hours, great, because that would be a good opportunity to go long with a tight stop loss, and that's fine. Okay, and because it's a daily PST level, no buying at the tops. So if you want to buy, you got to wait for the opening, closing, or the daily pivot where there was support here. Okay, just a slight gap here with the market. I don't think it's a big deal. Why isn't it a big deal for us? Because we're waiting for the hours. So trade on the hours at the right time and price. You've got a tight stop loss and you're better off. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now remember with the euro dollar, I said we get into this triangle, and nice to see that it's tapped it in yesterday. This is a sell level, that's a sell level. On the weekly we got the support, and I talked about this yesterday. I said, talked about it on Monday. Remember 10.15, we had a target on Monday. So if you've been selling into 10.15, you should have already made good money, and you should have been just fine. And I did say if it comes down here, you will get a buy reaction, and this is your buy reaction. All right, so let's face it, this is, you could have set yourself up for this. Now here's a trick. What are we going to do? This is the high of yesterday. Market just sweeped it, has not broken and closed above it. Okay, it's a 15-minute chart. So the market still has room to come down. So this is a bit tricky today. Why? Because on the weekly we bounced off a support which is stronger than the daily. However, on the daily we do have a breakout, and we might have a target coming all the way into HCL1, which is 1.0963, and that is down here. Alright, so as you can see, if the market breaks below this, hangs around here, and then pulls up, selling is okay because you're breaking a PST level. Other than that, it's a bit tricky, because here we've got a breakout, here we've got the weekly support. Okay, so it's a little tricky. if I do a good buy kiss on the price, we should end up back down here at least, okay? And that's how it is. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out. All right, so we're either going to come down or keep pushing up. So I'm just going to draw this wick as well. There's the big wicks, so we can target that zone as well, and obviously that red little bar there. I'll make this a little bigger. Don't be afraid because it's a little bigger than, you know, normal. Normally we don't have these big things, but once it gets here, we'll be more specific. Why? Because we've got swing days, swing hours, no big deal. All right. Plus we've got pricing here. Okay. See the pricing. If it comes down, we've got price targets. So no need to panic because this is a big rectangle. Okay. So on the euro dollar daily, this 1060 and 1055 zone here, okay, this is going to be a sell zone. If it's a swing hour, selling is okay. If it comes down here, this buying is okay here, all right, but you know, just be mindful, okay, because you know, it's just how it is. Also keep in mind your swing days. Remember, for the euro dollar, we've got Thursday. So what you might want to do is wait until Thursday, because Monday we had a swing day. As you can see, Monday making the high of the week, coming all the way into the weekly target. Okay, and this might keep pushing down into Thursday. So selling the highs is also okay. Buying it is also okay to kind of like push up. But this is your first resistance zone. So it's a bit of a sandwich and a bit of a risky situation. Like I said, if it breaks below there, hangs around here, pulls up into your swing hours, you can sell down, because that's going to break the weekly PST as well. Okay, so if you break the weekly PST, yeah, you know, just push it down by all means. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now I've marked this zone here, as you can see. Look, let's make this a little bigger. This is the situation. All right. So that's one line pushing down, and you can see the market is closing below that line. Okay, they're not really letting it go. But this triangle here, this triangle, you see this triangle, okay, here is one zone, and touching here and then selling off is okay. It'll also take out the stops above this level. If you want to sell this off, it's doable. I've marked in some price levels. This is a bit high, but you know, what can you do? It's all good. And also yesterday the market closed above the high of Monday and then comes back in. Now yesterday I didn't have an hour here, okay, but if you sold the highs, I did have a PST level here, as you can see. If you sold the highs, you should have been in the money in any case, all right? And then the market kind of reversed, and I did say this would be a target, okay? So today, what to do on the daily, we can still keep pushing, okay? But I prefer a bit of a heads up and then selling off, okay? This is for us kind of like an M, okay? If we break the neckline, it's going to be a whole big deal, okay? Because this will have to come all the way back down into here. And as you can see, that's going to be a drama, all right? So we'll see how this pans out. So selling, though, is okay on the upper end. Now, remember, with the indices, we've got Tuesday, and the next day is not today. Okay, so you might want to hang out today. Oh, relax. And trade on the swing day and let the market do whatever it needs to do today. Okay, so you don't need to rush your trade. If you're going to trade, though, wait for the upper end to come to sell off. If it doesn't go up and it keeps pushing down, then the next swing day is going to be an opportunity, obviously, for a retracement. But this retracement is nice and strong, I think, so going a little bit higher to sell off might do the trick for us. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now, as you know, indices are the same. Same kind of thing here. Now, Dow Jones nicely falling after Monday, which is great. Okay, that's actually nice. Remember, we said we should close that off. The market's closed the gap, and now we've got a sell reaction on there, which is fine. Now this looks more like a sell deal to me. Okay, so this is good. And okay, so we had some levels yesterday. If the market goes back up again, high of Asia, yeah, high of Asia is good. Not much of a gap here, but just in case it does something crazy and spike up, this will also be a sell level. I think this is good to sell as well if we go up. Let's see on the daily if I have a level. No. If we keep pushing down, you can target 38, which is 4,070, which is, oh my god, already done. No, for us it's going to be down here. 40,070 is there. Alright, so that's not bad. Target zone there. Okay, if it keeps pushing down, 4,374, and that 38 is 4,070. That looks nice to me. So heading into that zone I think is okay to do so, and selling at swing hours if in New York it pushes up into the opening, closing, sweep Sydney or Tokyo, that is the Asia session or London session, to push down, I think is okay to do so. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. You see this one's looking better than SP 500. Let's see the daily. Okay, now with this, remember I said this is a breakout, don't stand in front of it because we've got room to kind of go up. And if it does, then we can sell off. On the weekly, as you can see, that level is 54.19282, which is there. Okay, so that's quite high, as you can see, but this is the place where they sold off, so selling back here is not a bad idea. As you can see, the buying isn't very enthusiastic. We're going to see how the news goes today. Okay, so the market selling from the highs. If it sweeps and pulls back, and selling is okay. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. That's done, because remember yesterday we said we've got room to go up. If the market sells, this will be a sell level. If you sold here, you should have been in the money. Okay, because that's your 330 there. A bit of a sweep happening, and then this is again 730. Alright, so there you go. If you took astrology from me, you would have spotted something around there, I think, and that would have been okay for you to lock in. And then 940 targeting is there. Alright, so that's fine too. So yeah, coming down again is okay. This is a, let's take a look. Okay, there you go. That's kind of your flag formation. You can do this on all of the indices. Okay, it's not something new. We've been doing it all the time. So let me just align those lines into there. Slight infringements are okay, we don't mind. Okay, so heading up here, there, this triangle will also be a sell zone. If it's a quick up and down, selling I think is okay. As you can see, this is kind of like a formation, okay, which we should break down after the impulse wave. There's a bit of a gap here, so as I always say, mind the gap. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, now with Bitcoin, I talked about this zone. I said this will be a sell zone for us as well, so be mindful. I did give you the swing days for them as well. If you took that swing day, is a Wednesday, and this is your Wednesday. Alright, so nice and easy. We're in the zone. We've done a target. Market swinging back on a Wednesday. Nice and easy. Closing the gap. Targeting 37. To the downside is 49,700. So yeah, if the market keeps pushing, I think that's not a bad idea. If the market sweeps up quickly and then pulls back down, you can still sell off. This is a break off the low of yesterday. It's nice and easy. So going back up to sell, I think is okay to do so. As you know, okay, we've been targeting the 50 zone again on the daily. Alright, so I did say this will be your retracement zone. This is where the market retraced into. If you sold here, that's like I said, is fine. Mind you, I didn't have swing hours for these days, but for these hours. But if you took financial astrology from me, you would have had. Let me tell you what you would have had. You would have had 147. 147. So 147 would have been, whoops, here. Okay, and you would have had, yeah, backstabbing. Okay, the backstabber at 4:30. That's your backstabbing at 4:30. All right. So you would have had those happening, and market pushing into your 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock, around there. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically it. Okay, so pushing further down though is okay. If the market comes up, you want to push down. For it. Or additionally, what you might want to do is wait for the news. Yeah, in the news, if we're still up around here, it's doable, sellable into lower zone. Okay, and that's basically it.